Hey everybody, I'm about to record a new episode of Sales is King on my iTunes podcast, and I thought it'd be fun to let you all in on a live broadcast and how we do it. So I've got my Mac sitting here open to the GarageBand application. I've got my intro music lined up, and I click the red light and off we go. So today's episode is going to be about how do you raise your sales game? What do you do to improve when you're not on the phone working with customers and prospects? So here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sales is King. This is Dan Sixsmith, and I'm happy to be with you on yet another episode of the podcast. And welcome back to all our loyal followers. I've seen our numbers getting up there, which is really exciting. And again, as we do at the beginning of every program, we just remind you to refer us to your friends, to subscribe where you can, to add likes and reviews, because then it shows the folks at iTunes and Apple that we are a legitimate podcast, and it starts to move up the rankings. So we're really excited about that. So today I want to talk about, first of all, I just want to thank our recent guest, Jerry Acuff. It was an outstanding interview talking about how to make 7 figures in sales today, which is certainly an exciting proposition for many of us. And it was just an outstanding amount of information that he delivered to us. So thankful to Jerry. We've got a couple of interesting ones coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we'll go from there. Also want to thank you guys who have reached out to invite me to come in to talk to your sales teams. Really enjoying that, and really am very honored and grateful. So I compiled a few lists of things of what can be done to raise your sales game, and we've talked about this several, different episodes. But first and foremost, number one is find a mentor or mentors, or what some people are calling an internal board of advisors. Find the people out there that are doing what you want to do, that are making the kind of money you want to make, that are calling on the customers you want to call on, that have the multiple streams of income that you're looking to achieve. Find those people. Hopefully they're friends or friends of friends. Sit with them, ask for their help, work closely with them, understand their processes, understand how they network, understand how they sell, and how they go about their game, how they got to the place they're in today, and how they can help you get to where you want to get to today. So that's number one for sure. Go find a mentor or board of internal advisors. The second one is read. Read as much as you can. I just listened to a great Andy Frisella. If you haven't listened to him, the MF CEO, just encouraging everybody to read, and the power of reading about your craft, whether it be sales, whether it be marketing, business, technology, whatever it is today. There are great, tremendous books out there. Andy recommends reading 10 pages a day at least. And he does it religiously in order to just become smarter. And as you know, reading definitely spurs ideas. It gets you thinking about different things, gets you creative and coming up with new ways of doing business. So, get those books. I can definitely suggest some for you that I've been reading. I'll do that on one of our videos coming up. So get those books going. It's very easy to just go on Amazon and flip a switch and it shows up, or ask Alexa to do it for me. I see her. She's perking up right now thinking I'm talking to her, but I'm not. Second, number 3, actually, podcasts. Phenomenal podcasts out there. You can pop them in the car on your commute rather than kind of staring out the window or listening to music, which is fine. Get some knowledge going. get those podcasts loaded up on your iPhone and listen to podcasts about selling, about being a high performance individual, about being a better man or woman or person, or anything that's going to help you from a motivational perspective, a knowledge perspective. Start leveraging those podcasts. There are tremendous ones. There's Gary Vee, there's Brad Lee, there's Grant Cardone if you're in sales. Tremendous ones that we should be checking out. And I've got a list of those that I can provide as well. Articles, is number 4. Keep in tune with what's going on from an article perspective. What are people sharing on LinkedIn? In particular, what are your prospects and customers sharing on LinkedIn? Go onto LinkedIn, get a Sales Navigator subscription, follow the heck out of people on LinkedIn and Twitter. Stay current on the articles that are being shared by some of the people that you'd like to eventually do business with, or people that you have relationships with. And certainly in turn, reshare those articles out. But stay current from a knowledge perspective on what people are sharing, what's top of mind with people, what are the trends, right? One of the great things about Gary Vee is that, he's out there thinking about what's coming down the pike. And he's building out businesses ahead of time that are going to address those areas. So, think about, they always tell you in hockey, think about where the puck is going to go and get there. Don't be reactive, be proactive. The best salespeople today are going to be proactive. They're going to see where everything's going, and they're going to position themselves to be at the top of their game. And that's what we talk about in this podcast. We talk about, what are the trends? What do salespeople need to know today to be successful? How do they stay ahead of the curve? How do they serve their customers? How do they get prospects to want to work with them? So articles are definitely key. And then the last one is skills and training. How do you keep yourself sharp? Quite candidly, doing the Sales is King podcast is one way that I keep myself sharp. If I'm not speaking to customers, I'm out there recording an episode or doing a video and just keeping myself fresh, putting some ideas and perspectives out there. But it's like batting practice. It keeps me sharp. So when the time comes that I do pick up the phone, and hang on here, we just got this, my outro music's going out, but that's fine, we'll fix it. When I do get on the phone with a customer, I'm going to be much sharper because I've been getting repetition. I've been thinking about my sales game, and I'll be that much better. So think about how you can get skills or training from your company. There are great virtual trainings out there. We talked about in the last episode, Jerry Acuff's virtual training. There's that Brad Lee VT Lightspeed Network. There's Toastmasters. There are various public speaking classes. So I guess the message is, beyond just what you do during the kind of working day, how do you keep yourself sharp? How could you get better at speaking? Or how do you get better at giving presentations? Or how do you get more comfortable with things that are currently might be a little bit of a challenge or a weakness for you? So seek those things out. Take the time when you're not working to improve with those various skills training. So that's all I got for this episode. It's been really a lot of fun doing this. Had some great feedback from folks. It's a combination of these short kind of little overviews of what's happening with some more in-depth interviews from some of the experts. So for now, this is Dan signing off on Sales is King, and we'll be back at you hopefully next week. Until then, have a great week and a great weekend. All right, so that was that. I just clicked stop, and I'll be putting that together and pushing it out over the weekend, and I'm really happy you guys could join me and see, behind the scenes here at Sales is King. So I'm going to wish you guys the same thing. Have a great weekend, and happy selling to you. See you next week.